All right, what's up YouTube? It is day 5 of my 30-day challenge, the content posting challenge. This has been so much fun so far and we are still kicking on with it. It's Masters final night. So this will be posted up just before, I reckon just before Bryson and Rory tee off. Mate, what a final we are in for. Liv versus PGA, Rory versus Bryson, two completely different competitors, two completely different mindsets. I mean, you can see it already just in the interviews. Rory's just cool, calm, collected, not really paying too much attention to what's going on. You know, I think I saw that he said he was going to go home and sit down and watch a movie or watch a series of some kind. So I guess that's how he prepares for a major event. And then you've got Bryson, who's just always ready for the grind. Like he wants this so bad. And it's funny, I played golf with a few guys today and they're like, oh, who do you want to see win? And you know, a big part of me wants to see Rory win. And to be honest, just to shut everybody up, like leave the guy alone, give him his green jacket, get him out of there. He's won the Masters, he's won the majors. I don't know, I'm probably wrong, but I think that's the only one he needs now to complete his career Grand Slam. So look, an awesome achievement. And you know, Rory's been put under a lot of pressure with all the PGA and the live stuff, and I get it. PGA sort of made him into this little sort of scapegoat, if you will, this puppet that he was just voicing what he thought the PGA were wanting and the direction the PGA were going, and only to find out that now Jay Monahan is really just sitting in bed with the Saudis after all that. So look, anything can happen there yet, we don't know. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes from that. Bryson, on the other hand, like just super focused, just wants to win at any cost. And look, he's the people's champ. He's going to have the following. I can tell you right now, I reckon a lot of the crowd are going to be backing Bryson in tomorrow, or tonight rather. I think it's going to be this is going to be one for the ages. And I'm going to be so surprised if neither of them win. If someone comes from behind, like a Reed or a Connors or someone like that, and takes it from them, I mean, wow, a double choke? I don't think so. But I think there's a lot of people that are definitely expecting Rory to choke. Look, Rory's been there so many times. I think Rory's experienced this, and my gut feeling is that Rory's not going to be disappointed no matter what happens. I think he's come to the expectation that he's got to turn up, he's got to play, and if he plays well, he'll win. He's been in this situation enough to know that if failure comes, oh well, you pick up, you move on, and you keep going and you try again. So, and Bryson's got that same mindset, but Bryson's just going to be that much more dialed. I think we're going to see a very, very different version of Bryson tonight. Rory's just going to be his standard old Rory, just, you know, awesome drives, awesome swing. He's just going to be doing Rory things, but I really hope that this is an action-packed final. I can't wait. I'm actually getting up. So the final group is 2:35 Eastern time, and that is 2:35 AM in Western Australia. So I'm getting up. I'm going to quickly put this video up. Again, no editing. I'm actually not doing too bad with the editing side anyway, so I'm just going to put this up the way that it is, throw it on YouTube, leave it out there for you guys to enjoy, and then yeah, get up at 2:30 AM and go watch the Masters. Now, speaking of this final group pressure and all that sort of stuff, like what Rory and Bryson are going to be going through in the lead up as well, like from the second that they wake up, these guys are professional athletes. They're going to be preparing like no one else has ever prepared in their lives. These guys just are built different. So, you know, when we go to the range, when we go to the course, go play an event, the lights out, and then we're also angry and upset when it doesn't happen. These guys, their process starts from like the very first day that they rock up to an event. So even for this final, these guys will have already been prepping from last night. They would have been prepping what they ate for dinner. They would have been counting how many hours sleep they're gonna have. They would have been monitoring what fluids are going in their body, doing their exercises, going to the gym. They'd have a full regime of what to do from the second that they wake up all the way up until they tee off. And one of the biggest things I think that those guys work on the most in the lead up to a round like this is mindset. Mindset is so important. It is so crucial. You have to go into it with the right mindset. If you're going into that final round, or if you're going into any event for that matter, with a worry that you're not going to play well, or you know, what are people going to think of me if I don't finish where I think I should finish? You're already miles behind, and to be honest, you're going to really struggle to do well from there. So training mindset, and I think everyone says it, like golf is a game that's played between between your ears. So your brain is really what's in control of your golf game. Like, yeah, okay, you have to have a good golf swing, good mechanics and all the rest of it, but you really want to play well and you really want to score, you have to be able to master your mindset. I know that it took me a very long time to start learning to work on that. I always just thought, look, you know, build a rock solid swing and you'll be fine. There's so much more to golf than that. You have to have the right mentality. You have to be able to brush off the bad shots when they happen, and you have to have some sort of mechanism or some sort of training, something trained in your head to record the good shots. You have to be able to recall on those when you need them. So your bad shots, you need to learn how to discard them and just don't even register them. Hit the shot, shit, that was bad, move on. Don't even give it any acknowledgement, because if you do, your brain, your motor pattern, your motor learning, all of that is picking up on those things going, oh, I think, yeah, okay, I don't know what they were thinking there. Do they want me to keep this feel? You need to just focus on the good ones. When you hit those good shots, I think there was like Tiger Woods, like the club twirl, it's not just a fancy thing. I think there's actually PGA players or live players, any professional golf players, there's quite a few of them that actually reference the club twirl as being some sort of like when you take a photo on a camera, you hit the shutter shot. That's to record a memory of that particular moment. They do the same thing with the club twirl. When they twirl the club, it's like a motor learning mechanism that triggers their mind to go record this shot, record this memory. And that's what they use for that, so that they know that every time they hit a good shot like that and they twirl the club, that records it in their memory for future use. So if they're faced with that same scenario somewhere else on another course, it's like, I've hit this shot before and I've flushed it and I've done it well, I've got the memory still in my head, they're able to recall that in their pre-shot routine and execute the shot the way that they'd expect. So mindset is so important. It's not about standing up there and going, you know, I need my swing path to be 3 degrees and my face to be 2 so I can hit this baby draw to this target and put it to 10 feet. I'll tell you right now, the pros aren't thinking about that. When they are thinking about that, that's at the range, that's at their practice rounds. That's where they're thinking of that. When they're on the course, they're mastering their mindset. They are shutting out the entire crowd. Tiger Woods was an absolute god at this. Like, you know, you watch videos, I remember Tony Finau played around with him. They both teed off and Tony was saying like, oh, just, you know, ask Tiger how he's going. And he's like, oh, so Tiger, how's the kids? And Tiger literally like gave him a glance like, they're good, and kept walking. Tony knew there and then, that's it. Like, I'm not talking to Tiger. Tiger is in Tiger mode. So the reason why Tiger was so great, and I'm sure that he'll back me on this, not that he's ever going to see this, but it is all about mindset, training that mindset, having a winning mentality, and knowing that you're going to hit bad shots. Bad things are going to happen on the golf course. All right, so if you want to master your mindset and you want to learn how to be better on the golf course just by mastering what's going on in that brain of yours, all you need to do is just quiet your brain down. Think positive thoughts. Don't bring any negative thoughts into your brain. Right, so when you're on the course, and people do this all the time, they'll see water and they'll be like, oh, I don't want to hit it into the water. Your brain, all that it heard was hit and water. The don't doesn't register with it. All it heard was hit and water. So your brains are already subconsciously thinking about that. You've planted that seed in there. So what you want to do is change your focus. Don't think about the don't, think about the do. What do I want to do? I want to get the ball on the fairway. So hyper focus in on a certain point on that fairway that you want to hit the ball to. And you tell your brain, I'm going to hit it to that point on the fairway. It could be, and line it up with something in the distance. It could be a tower. It could be a tree in the distance. You go, I want to hit that tree. Your brain, your body hears hit and tree. It's going to go for it. It's not even taking the water into consideration. And if you hit it into the water, that's just a bad swing. It's not from a bad shot. It's two very different things, and I'll go into them in another episode. But you need to just stay focused on what you want to do, not what you don't want to do. That's one massive tip, that if you just work on that alone, it'll change your golf game completely. I promise you. I used to record every single shot. I used to give myself a tick or a cross for how committed I was to the shot. Now, I wouldn't accept anything less than 100%. So unless I was 100% committed to that shot, I didn't put a tick there. If I put a tick there, it meant I was 100%. So even if the shot didn't go where I wanted it to, but I was 100% committed, even if I topped it, but I was 100% committed, that still gets a tick. If I topped it, that's mechanics. That's just probably not for a lack of not training or not playing enough, or it could have been anything. The wind gusted at the wrong time, but My commitment was 100%. And go try this next time you play. You will be so shocked at how many shots you're actually 100% committed to. I remember the first time that I did it, I thought I was committed to all my shots. You will be so shocked. I'll be surprised if you actually, and if you can honestly say, I'd be surprised if you were 100% committed to any more than 10 shots in a normal round. And now, when you start doing that more often, you will start becoming that player where you no longer just have 10 100% committed shots out of say 100 or 90 or whatever it is your score is. All of a sudden you're getting 90 and only 10 weren't committed. Your golf game will change completely. Your scores will come crashing down. And then that brings you to pre-shot routine. So having that commitment, that commitment percentage, that 100% commitment percentage, that's one part. So that's the shot itself. But before you even take the shot, pre-shot routine is crucial. I live, die, I live, die, breathe. Live, die, and breathe? No, I don't know what it is. I swear by my pre-shot routine. I never, ever, ever deviate from it. And when I do, I know I just contradicted myself, but when I do, it all goes wrong. That's when I really, really stuff up. I'll start mishitting shots, or I'll just mishit putts, or I'll start, you know what, ADHD brain, I will be in my putting stroke or in my backswing of a shot, and I'll start thinking about dinner. I'll start thinking about kids' sport. I'll start thinking about stuff that's completely irrelevant because I've just disconnected myself from the shot because I didn't go through my pre-shot routine. And again, probably not 100% committed to that shot. So those two things alone, that's just going to kill your golf game. So a solid pre-shot routine, develop one. Now, look, there's plenty of videos out there that will help you develop one. Everyone has a different style. My particular one, look, I'll give you a quick brief rundown of my pre-shot routine. I have a really simple trigger with when my pre-shot routine is starting and when it's not engaged at all. So with my glove, when I'm not in a shot, so I'm walking to my ball, or I'm just, walking to the tee box, talking to people, I have my glove ungripped, unvelcroed, call it that. So I have it unvelcroed. So it's like open. That to me just tells my body, and this is now ingrained in me, it tells my body that you're not thinking about swinging the club. You're not thinking about mechanics, not thinking about anything. You're disconnected from golf. You're not even playing golf. That's what it tells my brain. So I'm able to just disconnect from everything. As soon as I get to the ball and I want to engage in my pre-shot routine, the Velcro comes on. When that Velcro comes on, I can tell you right now, I've developed it over the years to the point now where someone could be talking to me like right here in my ear. I will not hear them. They are shut out. They are gone. I am so hyper-focused now on the next few steps of my pre-shot routine to execute that shot and get the ball to where I want it to go. Nothing can disconnect me from that. And a lot of people that play with me now, they all know that as soon as that Velcro's on, leave him alone. Don't even talk to him because he's not going to respond to you. And there could be any trigger. Like, everyone has different triggers. Rory's got some weird trigger about like the way he like flicks his hand or something just before he goes to take his shot. That's him engaged in his shot. Everyone has something different, and I really, really encourage you to go work on one. Look, people actually, and my coach, walk to it, pretend you're going to hit it, then walk back and go through every club in the bag and make sure that routine's the same every time. And you know what? We developed a real sound pre-shot routine that I still use today. So yeah, going back to it, Velcro on, that's the start of my pre-shot routine. From there, I'm not even looking at the ball. I'm looking at a target in the distance. I'm picking out something in the distance. And now this is another one. This is something that there's too much to talk about here. So this is something for another video, but I never really aim at the flag. The flag for me is never the target. And I will explain it in another video down the track and you'll understand why. But for now, let's just focus on pre-shot routine. I will focus on something else in the distance, right? It could be a tree in the distance. It could be the edge of the bunker. It could be anything. It could be a car in the car park that's behind the hole, anything. I focus on that and that's my target. So once I've got that, I will then draw an imaginary line from that target all the way back to me to where the ball is. And I will pick out something in between the ball and the target. That's probably about maybe, I don't know, let's say 12 inches ahead of the ball. That's my target line. And that's where I will now line everything up to. So from there, once I've connected myself from there to here, I've got that target point, I will call it, locked in. I'm now only focused on that. I've committed to my target line. I've committed to that part down there. It's now time to get myself sorted to take the shot. So I will then use that to line up. I will line my entire body up around that. And once I'm happy and that I'm set up and I'm aligned, I will take one look at the target, and I will not, this is crucial, I will not let what my eyes see take me away from how I've lined up, because I know I've done all the work prior to make sure that I'm dead square. Where people go wrong, and a lot of slicers actually, this is probably where they suffer, and you'll see it a lot. Where people go wrong is they'll do all the hard work, they'll line themselves up, they'll take a look at the target, and then they shift and they move because of what it looks like to them from that angle. You've got to remember that your eyesight or your perspective is skewed because you're now standing away from the ball. You're now looking at the target from a different angle. So don't think about that. Putting's the same. Again, something else we'll go into another video, but putting's the same. That will change you. If you've spent time lining up from behind the ball to the target, you can't do better than that. Don't try and change it now that you're on an angle and you're above the ball. It's not gonna work. So don't trust that. Trust the hard work that you've done to line up using your intermediate target, the intermediate point. From there, it's about full execution, 100% commitment, right? I have a little, for me, I just take the club back with my chest, making sure I get a rotation. I take it back to 9 o'clock. I check my club face, kind of like Justin Thomas does to a degree. But for me, I'm more focused on making sure I'm rotating as opposed to where the face is. I'm not good enough to have to control that. I'm more focused on ensuring that this rotates and I don't just move my hands around. So I do a little quick check like that, get my chest around, come back down, and then just one big deep breath, and then I'm ready to take the shot. From there, it's full execution. It's just committing to that 100%. I want that tick. So back to what we spoke about the 100% commitment, I want that tick on my scorecard for when I see how many shots I was committed to. From there, if it's a good shot, good. If it's a bad shot, good. It doesn't matter. I did everything right. As long as I committed to my pre-shot routine, as long as I committed to doing exactly what I set out to do, the ball could go anywhere. It could be 2 meters in front of me, wouldn't care. My pre-shot routine is what's most important. And I think it's one of the things that I love most about my own golf game is I'm a very cool, calm and collected player. I don't lose my cool often because I know that I just stick to my routine. And you know what, some days it's just not your day. So you've just got to live with that. There's days where you just got to battle it around the course, but stick to your routine. I've been called a deliberate player in previous times where people are like, you're very deliberate with what you do. Yeah, I try and stay consistent with that. And I know everyone searches for exactly that in golf, consistency. If you want consistency, you want to be a consistent player, start with your pre-shot routine. It is the best place to start. Mindset will take you years, and that's something that you will get better at with the more experience you have playing. So if you're gonna start anywhere with your mental side of golf, start with your pre-shot routine, then start working on mindset. You'll find the two go hand in hand really, and you'll become so much of a better player. You'll enjoy golf so much more, and you know what? You'll be able to take a lot of it out of golf and into real life scenarios where you'll be able to calm your mind. You'll be able to deal with situations very different. I know that probably sounds weird right now, but it all has an effect. Golf is an awesome game for this kind of thing. It doesn't just right. So that sums up day 5. Day 6 tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the last day that I record in Perth for a little while. We're going up to Monkey Mia for our annual family Easter holiday. So I'll be up there for a little over a week, but I'll be doing the same thing. I'll be doing videos up there. Actually, you guys are gonna get some real cool scenery. So I'll try and do it during the day where you'll see a bit of Monkey Mia too. I'm really looking forward to it. This stuff's been fun. Anyone who's watching, thank you. If you want me to go into anything specific, look, drop us a comment. I actually want some stuff to talk about. So, you know, throw me anything. I'm happy to give you insight into anything that I've learned over the years of playing golf. It doesn't even have to be golf. If you want to learn something about business or anything, look, I've been around a lot. So if there's anything, even if it's mental health struggles, if you are watching this and you've got some mental health issues and look, you just want to talk to someone or get someone to give you offer a point of view on something, hit me up. I'm here to help. So, you know, I've struggled with my own stuff in previous, and I've got really good friends who are in good places to help people who struggle from mental health. So don't be afraid to shout out if you need anything. I'm happy to help. Right, I'm gonna sign off for day 5. I need to get to bed because I want to get up early. I want to watch Rory and Bryson. Tomorrow, day 6, we'll debrief Rory and Bryson. I'm just assuming it's gonna be one of those two. If someone else comes up from below, whew, wow. They're both gonna be called chokers for a little while. All right, fam. Thanks very much. I'll check in with you all tomorrow for day 6. Peace.